As you might know, my name is Kirill and my goal is to inspire 10,000 good decisions. That's what I started this channel for. And whenever you catch yourself not knowing what to do between two binaries, that means you don't know whether you should go to Italy or to France. You don't know whether you should date the blonde or the brunette. You don't know whether you should take job 1 or job 2. You flip a coin, you take a coin, assign, let's say, side A with the front and option B with the back, and you flip it. And then you listen to what the coin says. If you listen to what the coin says, it can reveal a lot about your underlying motivations. It can reveal to you whether you actually have absolutely equal preferences for both, or whether it's not like one tick more for one option than the other. Because if you have flipped that coin, it simulates as if you have already made the decision and lived with it. So, in a sense, flipping that coin reveals whether your gut and your mind are in harmony. Because if your gut and your mind were in harmony, we would not have to make this decision. Most of the time, it's the case that your mind and your gut are in disharmony. That means your gut wants something, but you can't really listen to it because your mind wants something else. And thus you create a tension between the two. And because the mind is so well at arguing against itself and against the gut, you will interpret these mental conflicts as if they were true. But actually, when you flip that coin, it often becomes clear that you do have a slight preference for that one thing over the other. And that's what you should pick. Because when you have picked something that you know or don't know that you actually wanted, your life suddenly becomes very peaceful. When you start to list things rationally, when you start to compare the pros and cons of each thing, you often miss what you actually want. The thing is, pros and cons are concepts, and you often don't even know how much pros and cons will actually apply, which pros and cons are relevant. But if you flip that coin, that will all of a sudden become clear, because you will start to listen to your gut. And let me tell you, often the differences between these two options are very tiny. And so you may as well leave it up to chance, but by flipping that coin. But when you leave it up to chance, you will see how you actually feel and what you actually think. So do that, and we'll see you in the next one.